Good evening and welcome to another scene in Requiem for London. Tonight we have, well, three people. They've all met each other before. One of which seems to invite people, not on a whim, but kind of, every once in a while. It's a local watering hole, local establishment. Not, not the glamour of, well, what most people see this particular person, Natalia. She's she seems to be lighting up Elysium. Oh, at least she's present and she's somewhat active. And this place is a bit different in many aspects. But yeah, if anyone looked at her sitting there, they would notice a couple of things. First of all, she is really angry as she's sitting scowling. And secondly, you would swear that she fits in better here than she fits in Elysium. Swearing leather jacket studs and, well, looks as though she fits in. But yeah, that's not what is immediately apparent. She's sitting and looking at her phone, just waiting for some other people to arrive.
Mr. Goodman would begin walking into the bar. He scans the room, looking for his particular host, and notice her at one in one of the chairs. He begins moving through the crowd, but his gestures and body language seem more, hmm, maybe more wary, more detached in a way. But once he arrives to her, he'll incline his head and say, "Good evening."
Natalia looks at him. Hello. What t-shirt is he wearing?
He will be wearing a jacket right now. There's no t-shirt that you can see.
She continues to look at him. Looks at his chest.
Is there something wrong?
I don't know. Are you wearing the t-shirt or not?
And he'll unzip it, and it is the t-shirt.
There we go. Yeah, good. Please sit down.
He sits down.
Can I ask you something?
Mm, yes, you can.
Why are most of people like us ginormous fucking assholes?
That depends on your perspective. The people that work with me kind of think of me as an asshole.
Okay. Remember that revenant we helped? Or that helped us, really?
Yeah.
I promised her that I would help her, right? So, now I'm in a situation where I've fucked up, I think. I don't know. That's the problem. And one or two or three people are pissed off at me, and I can't do anything wrong with these assholes. It's
Well,
really fucking frustrating.
what do you mean you pissed them off?
I asked the fanatics, like a whatever, those creeps. Uh, yeah, they one of them was there to recruit Tara, and I was like, okay, cool. Like you're religious, she's religious. That could work out, right? No problem. But I got the feeling that she was going to indoctrinate her and really not do anything constructive with it. So I offered to take in like a fairly good debt to be able to embrace her, take care of her, and make sure she's safe. But I don't know if she's safe because am I safe? No, I don't think so, not entirely. But then she did something that like a fucker offered a what was it, an oath or something? I can't remember.
I
They
thought that
swore
was
an
more.
oath to the seneschal.
Hmm. I thought the oaths were an Invictus thing.
Yeah, but the seneschal is a well, she is Invictus, so yeah. So now they see it as oh no, I planned all of this to fuck her over. Do you believe that shit? Just because I'm part of it, I just wanted to make sure that she was safe, but then she goes and does something like that, and now suddenly I am the asshole. And the person I've promised to protect is going to end up getting fucked over.
I
Do you
would
believe that
say
shit?
at this moment you see a familiar enough figure coming in. It's Marcus. He is clean shaven. He seems to have a spanking new pair of Doc Martens on his feet. The jeans he's wearing are at least new enough, as in they don't have any holes or any sew marks. Overall, he looks pretty clean, and yeah, he's even wearing a slightly battered but clean seeming Misfits t shirt, band shirt. He looks around, sees you two, a big smile cracking across his face as he walks straight towards you guys. Hey, good evening. How are tricks?
Shit.
Oh,
Well, at least for me, I don't know about you know bring down here, but no, it kind of sucks, honestly.
oh, s- sorry to hear that as he sits down. Any way I could help with that?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm. Oh, well, at least I offered.
That's what I keep telling myself. And she will give you the lay of the land. I kind of already explained the situation, but I can do
Yeah,
it.
no problem. I'm fine. He just nods, listens attentively. Oh, ah, see. Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
now I'm the asshole, and I just wanted to make sure that this person was safe. She's been through enough already, and now I don't like. Do any of you know about the Linkaeum? Is it like an initiation into a cult or something, or are they more like? I don't get the feeling that they're laid back. That's
Um, t- well, as an old mate of mine always liked to say, religion is cult plus time, so make of it what you will. But laid back, not those I've met, at least the few I've met, are intense.
Hmm.
yeah. There's that weird preachy fucker. I don't like him, but hey, I don't like most people, so can't really.
Yeah, he reminds me of an imam that was giving us try, and I've said too much.
She looks at you. There's a beginning of a smile. She just said, "So you're racist or what?"
First of all, religions aren't a race.
Oh,
Secondly,
you know what I mean. You don't like
no.
brown people. You know.
What? What the
Hey,
fuck?
I'm not judging.
No.
I mean, I think it's disgusting, but okay, man, that's fine.
You're making some very quick judgments about
I'm
me.
fucking with you, okay? I'm like,
Oh,
fuck's sake,
yeah.
lighten up, Jesus.
Okay.
And you're making it quite easy, honestly.
Okay, I could make it hard if you want.
Well, no, it's just making
I
fun of
believe the
you.
conversation was about Tara.
Yes, actually, come to think of it, you sort of mentioned that you're worried that you couldn't offer safety, right?
Yeah,
Um, here is an unpopular opinion. Maybe safety is nothing else than decreasing amounts of danger you put yourself in. But true safety, in my experience, doesn't exist. It's all a numbers game.
yeah. But seeing as she was about to get executed, there was safer places than that, and that's mostly what I was concerned with. And that's not going to happen now. So
Hey, I'm happy to hear it. Have you been able to find someone who'd be willing to, you know, blood her in, for the lack of a better word?
yeah, I was about to myself, but the line came, which is why I asked. Yeah, they got there first.
So they have.
But then again, the Revenant was quite religious herself, so
Well,
it's
at least
why
yeah.
it's not as clear for me. It's and why I'm conflicted, you know.
Did she get the choice?
Kind of. When I brought up the prospect that you were going to have to kill people in the Lankaeum, she was not. She did not want to join them, but before that, she was open to the idea.
I don't know what covenant doesn't kill anybody. That was
That's the problem.
that's our very natures. It will
She's going to
eventually
have
come
a
out.
tough life, and that again is why I'm not terribly sure that me doing it would be any better than if the Cam does it.
The better answer is at this point. Are you here trying to monitor her or make sure that she's safe? Because if you want to make sure that she's safe, you should teach her how to survive better, not just simply hovering over her like a hen.
You know what? For the first time, Captain Bring Down, you're actually coming with a very, very good suggestion. It's actually quite helpful. That's very true, also.
If you want to have an easier time, keep an eye on her. You're better off making a deal with one of your brethren to bring her into the fold. We got somebody in the backstage.
God damn it. Oh God. Hello.
Literally, in fact. Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. um,
Yeah, I would say, listlessly while that conversation is going on, Marcus looks over his shoulder and just goes, "Oh no, speak of the devil."
what the fuck is? Oh, and Natalia just tries to looks somewhere else. And fails, I might add.
There's the click of his heels. Joshua's wearing. He's got like knee-high New Rock boots on, and he's doing the whole kind of. He's doing the whole kind of I am not Chris Angel look as he stops to pose for a selfie with a girl as he stops to pose for a selfie and write autographs as he walks into the bar. But
yeah, like Natalia's just mumbling something to herself. She's not saying anything audibly. Not really.
Marcus is going to be a giant arsehole, go up and ask if he can have a selfie with the guy.
Joshua will take a selfie with you. He does this almost on rote memory at this point. It's like, selfie, sure. He even has a pose that it's almost like muscularly that he does. It's almost like ingrained into his memory. This is my selfie pose.
Marcus takes a selfie with the guy. He's got a mischievous grin on his face. You're not quite sure why.
But
Thanks.
Joshua
And
walks
he
in.
goes back.
I remember you, I think. Yeah, you were the one who was pulling salutes. I remember that. I think it actually meant something to him. If it helped, I think it actually meant something to him.
It definitely meant something to me. But yeah. I guess you would. Yeah. And he's. Yeah. Are you looking for anyone specifically?
He says, I have business to attend to. And, well, what can I say?
Well, then-
the person who I've got business with is here.
I see. Then don't let me keep you up. And he walks back to the table with the other kindred.
Joshua will follow you because the person he has to talk to is right here. Uh-huh. He reaches into his coat and he removes a small kind of cloth bag from it, and he tosses it down on the table in front of Julian.
Julian looks surprised and looks over to him and the item. This is what?
Those would be the last remains of the revenant who fell under my blade at the Prince's Elysium. I said that since you were the one who seemed closest to him, you might want to bury them. He told me when and where. I can tell you where if you want to know.
Julian will hold pieces or posse ashes. The item.
It's basically, as you open it, it's a bag full of it. So it's a small bag of ashes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you tie it up, and you notice when he ties it, make sure he's very careful not to cause any rips and tears and damages to the container. I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
Can
He
I?
nods his head.
Natalia just looks up at this exchange, looks at Joshua and just goes, she looks around. There's probably not too many people around. She just looks around and just goes, so, can I ask you something, like, why in the fuck were you so eager to be, and she does a chopping motion with her arm or with her hand.
That's what my particular organization and my covenant do.
So, when one is embraced into, becomes one of you, what exactly does it entail? Like, is there like, I know you can't give away secrets or anything, but is it like there is like initiations, or is it like grueling, like mind, like you have to be like military army training, you know, like you have to be prepared or something, or what is it like? Like, just
Do you mean to be a member of this? Do you mean to be a member of my faith, a member of my covenant, or a member of my particular organization within the covenant?
covenant mostly.
He contemplates. And he says, honestly, it's not difficult to become a member. I think of all of us, of all of the covenants, it's the easiest to become a member of the sanctified. You just have to have faith in something.
Hmm.
In theory, there are rituals. There's, you know, a baptism. There are words that we speak, but when it all boils down, you just have to have a semblance of faith. I mean, think about it like this from an ideological perspective. Once again, assuming there are not many just ordinary people hanging around, we are blood-sucking monsters. I like to think that one way or the other, that if there is evil in this world as represented by things like us, because I assure you, there are things that are much more evil than we are. That's what my organization exists to deal with, to be exact. There must be equal, if not more powerful, good.
Quietly notes down a few words on a napkin.
Don't take this the wrong way, Joshua, but honestly, this is the first time when you've spoken about some of this stuff where I completely understand and actually see a lot of merit in what you say. Just don't take it the wrong way.
I mean, sometimes you have to stand. Look, I'm a showman. What I did in the Elysium was me standing on a stage. That was me playing a part that I was meant to play. What I'm saying now, you've asked. Thank you. You've asked me my opinion on something. This is me giving you my opinion.
She points at you and just seems quite genuine when she says, and I really appreciate it. I mean, maybe I'm just not much for the circus or show or whatever, but I really appreciate you being honest.
I mean, when I said you should come to one of our services, I wasn't joking. I mean, many kindred who aren't necessarily a member of my covenant come to find some kind of solace. I find that it actually helps.
Mm, yeah, but I have some bad experiences with religious things.
That's on you. The offer
Well,
stands.
no, it was more the Mother Superior who beat my fucking ass at the orphanage. But yeah, no, it's actually not on me. But like, it's nothing to do with you either. It's fine.
He nods. Look, I'm gonna, since we're playing the game of honesty, I'm gonna ask why the prince was looking for someone to uplift that guy. I don't. Murder is murder, and murder is never good. I mean, he's not the first person I've killed. He won't be the last person, and I know that. This is a sin that I took on myself so that other people would not have to bear it. But, like, dude, he says, looking at Julian for the record, why didn't you ask? I know you wanted to.
I'm not in the best position to do something like that right now.
If it helps, I think he genuinely wanted to go and see his wife. And I think he genuinely believed that he was going to do so. So, in many ways, I don't think that elongating his time on this world was necessarily what he wanted.
It would have seemed an elongation of his suffering, which he was bearing surprisingly well. That's what made an impression on me. There was a man who had made peace with a horrible situation and was ready to embrace death.
Chris is asking where the bar is.
It is. I don't know. It is a. It's not a. It's not a dive bar, but it's not. It's somewhere in middle, lower to middle range of bars.
Chris, you know what? Because I actually know London. The bar is going to be in Soho. There you go. I think you actually wanted a geographical location. I have no idea who owns Soho, but that's where most of the bars and clubs are in London. It's like the place where you go to drink.
Quite true.
Okay. Then it is in Soho. So you've come to do the right thing here, and you're honest. So do you guys like drink, or is that not allowed?
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not a monk.
Okay, good. Just bear with me for a moment, and then Natalia's gonna find, and she's gonna buy a round of drinks.
Do you want to know the really fucked up thing? Joshua will say is he'll slam back whatever drink you give him. I'll spend the blood for blush of health so I can drink.
Yeah, she does as well.
The really fucked up thing is when I was told, or rather when he was on the block. There you go. I can use English words. When he was on the block, Inquisitor, insert his name because I can't remember his name. The Lankea guy who I executed said that he was innocent of the crime that he was being accused of. I legitimately believe that he was. I don't think it didn't make any difference. The prince said he was guilty, so the sentence was going to be carried out, but I don't think he was. I've encountered a lot of very interesting magical MacGuffins in my life. A lot of very dark and very twisted things that we and other branches of supernatural families are capable of doing. So fooling a revenant's ability to track its sire, not out of the realm of possibility. Strong enough illusion or glamour could probably do it. But I don't know. I think he was telling the truth.
Isn't that always the problem with capital punishment? Sooner or later, somebody innocent will get the chop.
Exactly. And just so you know, Joshua, I did give him, well, both me and Julian did give him chances to come with us and solve this. He didn't give us any choice.
I mean, you have to bear in mind, he spent his entire on life hunting down heretics and dangerous individuals. That's what his job was. My kind police outwardly. We police threats to the external sense of vampiric society. So people who go too far, other types of supernaturals who prey on people so that it won't get into the news, etc. His type internally police things, looking for heretics, blood cultists, and those who practice very dark and very obscene rites. So he probably was paranoid as fuck. They tend to be.
Are there any codices where how should I say, the law is a little bit more finely defined, so that one might not, by accident, overstep some boundary one doesn't know about. And he seems to, he looks at Joshua and he seems to be absolutely honest with that question.
What do you mean exactly? You'd have to elaborate for me.
Law books, or maybe a list of certain kind of crimes that are considered taboo, apart from the three traditions.
I mean, he kind of contemplates that for a moment. He says, not necessarily laws, but for example, it's not that much of a secret. I'm what they call a crusader. That's my whole shtick, the whole kind of, I don't wear like a Templar cross or anything, but for example, a couple of years ago in Scotland, there was a very unpleasant entity that liked to take on the form of a humanoid wolf who was terrorizing a village. It started with killing sheep, then moved up the line to killing kids and young adults. Got a pair of kids making out by the river, kind of shit. It was people like me who went up there and pumped it so full of bullets that it wasn't even recognizable as humanoid anymore, and covered up and sanitized the scene because it was risking the masquerade in Edinburgh.
He just nods slowly at the mention of kids getting killed and eaten. His expression darkens quite a lot.
I need to get you a t-shirt as well, I suppose. She just looks to her side to Julie and just, you might have a contender for the title.
So,
And she or what is it called? She will just point to Julian. He has a t-shirt on that says Captain Bring Down on it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring the conversation down, but I was asked a question. I was merely answering it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
mostly
quite-
me that complains about that stuff.
Marcus stops making notes on napkins and puts them in his side pocket. It's illuminating.
Thanks, I guess.
Come to think of it, I haven't even tried entering consecrated grounds since I was turned. Is that even possible?
Oh, that doesn't affect you. That's a wives' tale.
Ah, like the garlic.
No, the garlic is true.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
It's like acid.
Well, maybe
You're gonna
for
watch
you,
out for
not
the
for me.
fucking garlic. No, I'm serious. Like, garlic is really dangerous for us.
Well, okay, who knows? Maybe then I'm some kind of mutation because I'm perfectly fine with it.
Or you're learning quickly.
He gives you a grin and a wink. So, yeah, the Lancea et Sanctum. Can't say I've given haven't given your covenant any visits. Are people welcome, or, what?
Yeah. We hold public services. Everyone's welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Though I recommend if you want a nice introduction to the faith, I'd recommend going to the services that are conducted by Bishop Castiel. She's actually, the nice one.
Ah, so they are not so nice ones. Firebrands, maybe.
Well, it depends on how orthodox you are. So Castiel is one of the more moderates. Also, she's one of the reformers, basically, who believe in a much more love and justice perspective than terror, fire, and brimstone.
See, the Terra, Fire, and Brimstones. That sounds like something I remember, but yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have an address where I could poke my head in at some point?
Sure. He will jot down on a piece of paper the location and time that we have our normal quote-unquote Sunday service. There you go.
Thank you very much.
As I said, even if you're not a member of the Covenant, I tend to find that it actually helps.
Yeah, I think I might have burned my invitation with your Covenant, but maybe I don't think it's my kind of thing.
Joshua, would you write to roll me wits plus occult very quickly?
I didn't do that.
Hmm?
I didn't do that.
That's interesting. Interesting bit of irony right there. Well, while Joshua is gone, you're at a bar. There's a TV on at the bar. It's showing quite a heavy match, football match between West Ham and Arsenal. One of the several London teams. Arsenal being the clear favourites in this particular matchup, but as you look at it, there appears to be a pitch invasion occurring that seems to be rapidly devolving into a riot.
You would think people have better things to do with their time and make unnecessary fights.
Well, there goes the stadium again.
The stadium itself will largely be fine.
Okay. But yeah. Well, that's going to be a punch-up. I have to make a mental note not to go anywhere near there.
Yeah, Julian just looks disgusted at the scene on the screen.
Yeah, it's not ultra violent. Rather, it's a pitch invasion that is getting rough, and the match has had to be stopped over it. Not cancelled, but the players are being escorted off the pitch. As are the managers and the coaches. The staff on the side benches. Joshua, you're back. I was just explaining how there is on the TV there's been a football match between West Ham and Arsenal, and there's currently resulted in a pitch invasion that seems to be devolving into a small riot, and the match has been temporarily stopped to deal with it. But you have a roll to make, good sir.
What's rolling who with what where?
You need to roll your wits plus occult. Only you.
I have to roll wits politics? Okay.
Wits occult.
Occult. Oh, by the way, Chris, how do you roll with the new? How do you roll with the new roller?
Outside made a roll of it.
Oh, you just right. Oh, okay, fair enough.
You add it you add the dice bot, and then roll. You can actually click on it, and if you PM it help, it will give you all the rules. It'll give you all the command stuff for it. But for regular rolls, you just add it and then roll have a dice.
Added as in
Like this. If I were to copy if I wanted to do what you wanted to do and roll 6 dice, you know what you wanted to do earlier, I would do this. There you go, and you can see that the tens.
oh in that
The tens explode on their own.
right. So I just tag it. I tag it, and it will do.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So I've got 2 blood from hunting, and I've spent 1 in the scene and 1 for waking. So back to normal. Right. And he's gone again. But he did seem to not get exactly what you said, so he probably has some connection issues. It sounded like it.
Yeah.
Marcus, things are going better for you.
Way better. Actually, before I forget, a big thank you and toast to your health, for whatever that's worth, for your help from my mates. They really appreciate it.
What was you were talking to me, Bishop, and apparently my internet was deciding not to exist. What were you saying to me?
Just make me a wits plus occult roll.
What's politics roll?
Occult. Occult, my politics. No.
I mean, old world has politics. Wits occult. So that's.
Actually, look promising, Daryl.
Is the new
That was proceeding.
is the new roll literal? Is the new roll literally just roll X number of dice? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can get a bit more complex. You need to add the dice roller, so it knows.
Yeah, you need to tag the dice roller. You would tag one of us. You tag the bot.
Tag the dice roller, then roll, and then it should work.
Is there a space between the roll and the number?
Yes. Ooh, very unfortunate on those exploding dice. So close. Actually, well, no, you got a double 10 on one of them, so I don't feel sorry for you. That's a lot of successes, though. It's not close to you. But being that the power of sorcery lies very much within your blood. It is very much a part of you now. You can generally sense when sorcery is active near you, or is triggered around you. The feeling you get is not too dissimilar to that, but it comes from much further away and very far above you. It feels very faint. It kind of feels like a ripple traveling across the water.
Joshua kind of puts his hand up for everyone to be quiet, as his eyes kind of not roll back in his head, but he flicks his eyes closed and concentrates. Have I ever felt anything like it before? Can I liken it to anything?
Not really. The sensation of sorcerer's power is often quite generalized. It generally feels quite sharp, or either very cold or very hot when it is a strong sensation. However, in your case, it feels very faint. It feels very not muffled, but distant. But it does feel like a ripple, as if it were a wave. Again, it is very, very far above you.
Are any of you gifted in the arts of seeing aspects?
Dillian will look over at Natalia.
Natalia looks as though she wants to disappear. No,
can do
I'm really bad at it. No, no.
Something has happened above us, quite far above us. It feels like a ripple of sorcerous power.
Then I'm definitely
wondering
not
if there's
good at it.
No, but you might be able to see if there's something else I'm able to see.
Okay, fine. Fuck. Okay. Natalia will
Relax.
we'll just
We're just going to go outside. If there's nothing there, you can come straight back into your drink.
Right. That's good. That's fine. And Natalia will she'll just go out. Oh, she'll get up and she'll just say, "So just up, or any particular thing you want to try, or what?"
I beg your pardon?
Is there anything specifically you want me to try, or is it just look upwards, or what?
Just if you can. He'll angle her in the right direction, basically, from where he felt the power coming from. And he'll just say, anything you can sense, basically.
All right. I will then ask the ST. If Natalia activates aspects, is there anything she can roll, or is she just not able to?
With you could activate Auspex and attempt to see if there's anything around you.
I will do that. Well, I already said I did that, so. She is activating those specs, but what role would be appropriate? Is it...
Yes. Roll me wit plus empathy plus all specs.
What's empathy? I have 3 successes.
Okay. You reach out with your beast. It is slightly... Doing this is always slightly tiring, but it never really... It rarely forces you to go through your reserves of vitae. It usually does not force you to rouse your blood, but it is slightly exhausting. You reach out with your beast. almost as if it's pulling itself out of your own shadow. And almost in unison, you sniff the air and look up towards the ceiling with your lifeless eyes. And it is very faint, but you can sense that ripple traveling across the sky. It's a very faint sort of residue, almost. The air feels slightly more toxic, and the clouds have shifted, almost as if they've been shaken, as if they've been grasped at. And you can feel a very heavy, cold draft in the room, but nobody else can feel it. And you sense its origin may have come from somewhere in the north, but you're not really in the correct location to tell specifically where. But it was a way. It felt like a wave traveling downwards. When you both smell, hear, and see it through the ceiling, the energy itself feels quite faint, and the ripple itself is a translucent red color.
As she stands there and looks, she just begins to just sway a little bit, and she'll just say, "I do see it. It's red. It's coming from north of here. But you're right, there's something up there. It's strange. It's also very hard to pick out. Perhaps we could go somewhere where it's less noisy."
Joshua raised an eyebrow. And Bishop, of the two pretty senior Lankea that I tend to talk to, them being Castiel and the Inquisitor, who's slash Archon, whose name I've forgotten. I remember Castiel because it's a cool name.
Oh, Castile.
Castiel, and the Archon. Which one of them is known to be a better blood magician slash Theban sorcerer?
Definitely Bishop. She is an elder, and she has a reputation for being one of the most powerful Theban sorcerers in the Covenant in this city.
All right, he's gonna raise a finger and he's gonna say, "One moment." He's not gonna leave the table, but I'm gonna dial up her digits and give her a quick tootle on the blower, as it were.
Okay.
Marcus looks a little worried at Julian and Natalia.
Are you going to call her or text her?
I'm going to call her. Joshua seems like a calling kind of guy. Also, this phone has brought me nothing but sorrow recently through text messages.
This is valid.
It's like a wave, like a rippling thing. It's quite far away. But you're right, Joshua, there is something up there.
It's the fact that it's far away that's concerning. If it's something powerful enough to send a ripple that far, well then, that might be a lot of juju.
Depending on where it's from, like, is it north of London or is it north of... I just get the sense that it's north of here, but...
That's what I'm going to try and ascertain. As I sense Bishop is frantically looking for a picture.
No, not today. Not today.
Not today, Satan.
You ring the phone, and it's very much goes on for a while. It's like,
That's actually quite convincing.
I was going to say, I couldn't tell if he was using his phone to do that or if he was just going. Bishop, you missed your life. You missed your life's calling as a human beatbox. Continue.
That is actually really impressive.
St. Becca's Cathedral, how can I help you?
I'm looking to speak to Bishop Castile.
May I ask who is speaking?
Joshua Bainforth.
There is a brief period of silence. You can hear something tapping in the background after about 10 seconds. You will just hear back from the gentleman over the phone. Bishop Castile is currently busy. She should be available in about 5 minutes or so.
I'll wait.
Thank you and apologies for the hold.
He looks up. If it helps, if my hypothesis is correct, the bishop is currently, I believe, more than likely ascertaining the answer to our question. He says, looking at his watch, thinking how long a Theban ritual would take.
Yes. During that 5 minutes, what does everybody else do?
Marcus takes out a very touristy-looking city map of London. He knows where he is, and by the description, north from here, he's trying to ascertain if north from here would cover the Ordre de Cool territory or not, because the hotel/motel he's in is in the Ordo area.
Okay. The area that you reside in is to the south. So,
Good.
if everything, if Joshua and Natalia are to be believed, your haven would be in the opposite direction of wherever this surge of energy came from.
Bishop, are the Circle of the Crone to the north? They're to the north, aren't they?
Both the Lancashire and the Circle are to the north.
Excellent. Has the Holy War begun? Deus fault?
Well,
Boy can hope.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like you've always been in a holy war. You've been Deus faulting from the start.
I was going to say, if it helps, I say Deus fault at least once during every one of my private scenes with Bishop. I just want you all to know that.
You just wait till Marcus corrects you on your Latin, and then you're probably going to crucify him.
It's fine. But yeah, no, Joshua, he actually has his brow is kind of furrowed, and he says, "I tell you what, guys, there's a van outside. We may or may not have used it to transport around the revenants. It's fine though. We got it cleaned.
Don't talk like that.
How about?"
Don't, like, they had nothing to do with what happened to them. Natalia's still spaced out and looking upward.
Also, I'm pretty
No,
sure
I meant
that
to be.
van belonged to the court, you bastard.
I mean, if it helps, I've also got two Carthian motorcycles that they're never getting back.
I mean, you can keep the motorcycles.
It's my van now, Bishop. But for the facilitation of plot, whilst they wait on hold, he's like, we could try and track the feeling north. Who wants to go on an adventure, kids?
Marcus just sighs in desperation.
Can't I have a clerical error van that they've forgotten about? God damn it.
Error van. A consolation prize van.
Okay, has the van got windows in the back end?
No. Because
Is
we,
it
the
white?
Invictus, care about the masquerade. I do believe it is white.
It is in fact white, yes.
It is a white van.
Because we made jokes about the fact that we had the white van with an unconscious body in the back.
You are the white van man now of this venue.
Oh my god, you make everything better or worse out.
Marcus looks hard at Joshua and just sort of goes, have I got your word of honor that nothing untoward will happen in this van?
You have my word that nothing untoward will happen in this van that is of my making.
Beg your pardon. That is of your making, of course. Well, I guess if I want to get myself on the good side of the court, I'll have to show some initiative. Okay, I'm in.
Also, I am willing to bet anyone a round of drinks when the bishop comes on the phone, she's going to say, something has gone wrong. Go and investigate what has gone wrong. To which my response is going to be, yes, your grace. And do as I'm told. I will bet anyone any amount of anything they want.
I need $3,000.
That's an oddly specific amount. Why do you need... just get in the van.
Natalia just sighs and she looks down at you. Go, oh fuck. Okay, sure.
All right. Who is a better driver than me? Because if so, they're driving.
As you all get into the van, you noticed a couple of people running out of the side street next to the bar you're in.
Oh
So
dear.
Oh fuck.
How do... Okay, what do they
Something
look like?
a football game, I think. And probably connected to this. This is probably maybe connected to the riot that we saw.
Once
Are
we
there
get
any...
a third instance, we'll know that it is
Look up and see if directly north of here, if the stadium that game's playing in is in that direction.
What you
Man with map.
who you see coming out
Yes.
shortly afterwards is this gentleman.
Is he as covered in blood as he looks to be?
No.
No. He is actually surprisingly bloodless. To be fair, I say surprisingly. You haven't seen him covered in blood at all, but ever. But
yeah, but yeah, Natalia will just...
Natalia,
Oh,
when you looked at the when you looked at the people who were fleeing, there's only two guys. Jackets, looked a little bit drunk. When they stumbled out of the alley, one of them, or rather, you specifically felt the flaring up of a beast.
Oh,
Oh fuck! This is going to end badly.
For all it's worth, Jonathan does not appear to be in frenzy at all.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Natalia will just see. Does he come near them?
No, he looks at you all, and
As I would just very, very carefully wave. Hey, Jonathan.
hey, he looks between all of you, and recognizes some of you.
Look, we're not in your territory, right? Like,
No, you're far out of it.
okay, that's a relief. I mean, well, that's good. That's thank you. So what happened?
1 second, I just realized I forgot to do something silly. I ended up accidentally removing the dice roller from my own dice channel.
Yeah, that's
You just have to roll with the rest of us.
wahahaha.
Oh no, what a nightmare.
Ugh. That is where the commoners roll their dice. Ugh.
Yeah, let me find a way to fix my dice. Because I'm dumb.
Nah, you're just fallible like the rest of us. It's okay.
I like the fact that while people are running around screaming, I'm still getting nice hold music.
You're still getting nice hold music, yes. To be fair, most of the interaction has been out of character, and as such, it has not been 5 minutes. That is my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Ooh, okay. So, Marcus,
Yes.
when you look at Jonathan,
Mhm.
you feel a very strange closeness to him.
A strange closeness I felt to another character who then disclosed that they were Ventru.
No.
Okay, he'll look at him confused.
It is very odd and very strange. It feels almost as if you had some sympathy for this person, but you don't. It's
sorry.
kind of like a shattered connection.
Sorry, question. Who are you?
I'm Jonathan. I run the west side of Wandsworth.
Oh. How's that going for you?
Good. Just thought I'd take a night out in town and meet some acquaintances. I was just gonna head back and then ran into, well, what were those fucking clowns?
Very odd question. You had nothing to do with the sudden expulsion of esoteric force that we just felt a few moments ago, were you?
I have absolutely no fucking idea what you're talking about. That sounds creepy as shit.
I
Excellent.
guess we
Yeah.
can let you know.
Welcome to the club. Do I know you?
No.
It's weird. Never mind.
You're fucking weird. Stay the fuck away from me, please.
Whoa, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Guys, let's keep it nice and simple and friendly, okay? Like, there's no need to, like, let's all be cool. Look, Jonathan, we are just, we're just, we detected something strange. Something, I think it comes north, and it just feels off, odd, or strange. Did you notice anything like, did you make those guys leave or run out of the bar or what?
Yeah, I chased them off for engaging in some old school thuggery, and I had very little tolerance for it.
Okay, so it's not connected. That's good. We were just wondering, like, yeah, something's happening. We're going to look. It's really nice meeting you again, but I think we have to go, right? Natalia just looks to the others.
I mean, as long as it's not in Wandsworth.
Question though, why aren't you there?
I mean, I don't spend all of my time in Wandsworth.
I mean, having been to Wandsworth, I don't blame you.
It's a nice enough place.
Yeah, but would you really want to spend eternity there?
I mean, if I had to choose between Wandsworth and the rest of London, probably Wandsworth.
I accept your logic.
Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Good luck with whatever it is you're trying to do.
Thank
you.
you. Marcus still has a very confused look on his face.
Yeah. He kind of he gives you a lot of side eye. He kind of glows at you in a sense. He has a certain he has some sort of strange enmity for you.
Enmity.
That seems
Okay.
based out of uncertainty.
Don't worry, I'll be out of your hair soon. I don't know why you're giving me this filthy look. I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything against you.
I mean, if it wasn't you, it was somebody else.
I mean, do you have a victim complex much?
If you're talking about my sire, he's far away and can eat a bag of dicks for all that I care.
I mean, I say the same by my own sire, but I don't really trust it when someone's blood calls out to my own as if it were a fucking sibling when they're clearly not. That ain't right.
Oh, so that's what's happening. Okay.
No,
This
you
is
don't. You're
weird.
not a. No, that ain't right.
Wait a moment. Hang on. I'm sorry, you sir, your name is Jonathan, yeah?
Yeah,
What clan are you, Jonathan?
Gangrel.
And Marcus here, you're a...
Last I checked, I was a Ventrue.
But you two are feeling some kind of kinship?
It's a similar feeling I felt around my sire, but different.
It's a tangled thread. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
When Jonathan
Hence
says
why I want this guy and everybody connected and to stay the fuck away from me, please.
All right,
Okay.
we're going.
Let's go. Don't want to be the cause of a frenzy or some shit.
Oh no, don't worry. I don't do that anymore.
Right. Okay. And Marcus is clearly feeling uncomfortable and very slowly moving backwards towards the van.
Yeah, he hasn't taken his eyes off you at all. Until you get in that van, his eyes don't actually leave you.
Is the
Recall that
van unlocked?
Yeah, you were... By the way, who wants to drive? That's not me.
Marcus
can't
is
drive.
fine. He'll do that.
Marcus, you can drive.
He'll get in the driver's seat and close the door and just look really disconcertedly at the other guy.
The bishop finally takes me off fucking hold.
When
Bishop, you don't have to flex your one superpower. We get it.
the power to put Evan on hold. It is useless, but at least it makes for a good 5 minutes worth of entertainment. No. Finally, as you get into the van, and as your conversation with Jonathan appears to come to some sort of end, you hear Castile's voice on the line. Hello, Joshua. Fortuitous that you would call. I was just about to phone you.
Allow me to make some kind of guess. What you were doing was some kind of rite in order to ascertain what that feeling was.
I guess you could say something along those lines, yes. It took very little effort. All you need to do is head into Camden.
Oh, what's happened?
I would not recommend driving.
He does the point of, am I going into Camden with extreme force?
Oh, does he say that?
Yes.
No, but I will have to recall. I will have to recall some of us from our posts. This is a situation that will require fixing.
I'm currently with a small group of kindred. Natalia Belanco, Julian Goodman, and Marcus Irons. Do you wish me to bring them, or should I leave them?
They will be of... They'll be of little help to you in this situation. This reparation will require those who know our arts and our arts alone. However, keep me in contact with Miss Belenko. She may be able to help us after the issue is resolved.
I'm going to ask for clarification on what the issue is, so I don't walk in there and get incinerated by something. I don't know.
Oh, it is quite the. She will say it is quite the. It's quite the opposite of incineration. The weather seems to have taken a very drastic turn for the worse.
Oh, right. Okay.
Power's been knocked out of most of the neighborhoods.
You've got to be kidding me. Fine. What is it exactly you want me to do?
I'm not comfortable discussing the matter in detail over the phone, or at least not the resolution.
Very good. In that case, I will make way with all due haste. Where would you like me to meet you?
Just outside St. River.
Joshua will hang up the phone. He'll say, I'll be there. How long is it going to take me to run there?
To run there? Okay.
Well, she said not to drive.
She said not to drive. Now that you're outside, where exactly? You're in Soho, so let me look up Soho again. Okay. Well, it is a fairly direct route. It would actually be quicker for you to get the tube station from Tottenham Court Road. That's only a few minutes from there. You could probably take the tube station. That would be pretty quick. You get there in about maybe 10 minutes or less.
All right, he'll say, I'll be there in about 10 minutes. He hangs up the phone. Apparently, there's been some kind of mystical incident. I'm being summoned back to help deal with it. Though, if it helps, Miss Belenko, it has been suggested that you might be of service in the aftermath of dealing with the issue.
Well, that's just perfect and great and not ominous in any way. Um, sure, that's really great. Yeah,
Okay, so no driving you there. Okay. If you want, I could drive the van to a location of your choosing and deposit it there.
Oh, it's the Archon's van. I don't care. Nah, he's not going to say that. By God, the Archons are not getting my van.
Lose city status for stealing the van. The best part is that just one night you will just find that the van is not there anymore.
Excellent. He'll kind of shrug and he'll say, "She said that you might not be necessarily able to help, but apparently the power has been cut off and there's, and I quote, extreme weather in inverted commas. So you may be able to help with the mortal aspects if we have to get people out, because I sense that we may have to evacuate a section of the city. That might be fun."
Oh God, that takes me back to, and he stops himself right there. Okay, right, fine. I'm tagging along and see what of the mortal population I can help. There must be
Okay.
something I can do.
In that case, kids, we're going to go and take the tube.
Not bad. Marcus will be looking around if he can find a tire iron, which he can hide behind underneath his jacket.
Unfortunately, there is no conveniently available plot iron for you.
Plot iron.
Okay, fair enough. So he'll follow the paladin.
I'm not a actually, yeah, no, shit. I'm kind of a paladin. Kill me now.
you are a no, sorry.
No.
The healing spell.
Famoshi was a paladin, and I'll fight anyone who says he wasn't.
Okay, follow the crusader.
He was Japanese paladin.
Who else? I loved him.
But it becomes fairly apparent what's going on, at least immediately to Natalia, less so, but more apparent to Marcus as you begin to make your way to the tube station, and some of the streets open up for you, and you can kind of look more clearly to the north. You can, as you head towards the tube station, the weather has changed to light snow. But for all those looking north, for Natalia, you can see very thick layers of cloud to the north that are rolling and roiling and appear to be have this sort of faint reddish glow to them, much like the ripple you saw earlier.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. She'll just
the snow that rolls out of all the clouds to the north appears to be a thick white sheet. The clouds themselves, to your eyes, appear distinctly unnatural and are unsettling to look at.
Could I do a survival roll to see if this looks like any normal snowstorm?
Yeah, roll me wit survival. Joshua, you just feel the sort of thrum of sorceress energy more strongly now. Not quite as well as Natalia. You can't see it, you can't sense it in the same way. Rather, it's you're just recognizing the telltale signs and the fact that your blood sort of resonates with sorcery.
Bishop, if we wanted to create a snowstorm like this, what realm would it be? What realm is it to do?
It would be
Transmutation.
Transmutation or divination.
Ooh.
You could, in theory, divine a storm to appear, divine events to unfold in a certain way that would create a storm, or you could cast a spell that would physically alter the state of weather itself.
I'm going to guess, because of how unnatural the clouds seem and everything, that this is being forced into existence rather than divination, which seems like it'd be much more kind of, no, it was always going to snow.
You could also create clouds using creation magic. You could create matter. It is possible, extremely advanced.
Natalia is going to notify.
The dice roller is not working.
Oh, it's yeah.
First one.
You have to tag the dice roller, and then you have to just say roll 8, no /r. We're not using psychic bot, and the syntax is slightly different. But it is a dice bot that is much better for this game because it has the actual.
It doubles things.
Yeah. It has the exploding 10 system and has specific syntaxes for other types of rolls that you may at some point end up getting.
But Natalia is going to notify the
Well, fuck.
seneschal.
Oh, whoops! I did it wrong.
Who would
I don't
be the
think you
most
have-
appropriate to inform of like masquerade breach?
I do not believe you have a seneschal's contact information.
Okay, but
I don't believe she
who?
did. No, she didn't.
No, but who do I have contact information on who would be appropriate to inform of this, like officially?
Well, it's not a masquerade breach. It's just bad weather. Very, very bad weather, unusual weather, abnormal weather, but
But you
not,
said that it looked distinctly unnatural, but that was only to me specifically.
yeah, it looks distinctly unnatural to your eyes because you are using Auspex, you're using the sight, you can see things that other people can't.
Ah, okay.
Like that. So you get 1 success, Marcus. This storm does look. The only thing that seems to throw you off about the clouds is that they seem to be the speed with which they seem to move or sort of roll is faster than normal, a lot faster than normal. It doesn't really doesn't quite match the wind speed, at least from where you're at. You think once you actually get into the borough proper, it might be a lot different. But it does look strange. It's, you know, that you came into the city when it was already snowing up north.
I actually just wanted to point out my guy and his ghouls had a very tough time beating their way through a natural snowstorm, and he has also been homeless a few years enough that he's also seen bad winters, mild winters, weird winters. Yeah.
This is definitely a weird winter. The storm seems to have, while it's always been snowing, seems to have come on fairly suddenly in intensity. And this is very abnormal weather for London, which is in the southeast. Doesn't snow a lot here. Certainly doesn't snow of this intensity. Maybe in Scotland, certain times of the year and with enough bad or good luck, but certainly not in London. This is not something you'd expect in modern day London.
Gotcha.
Okay,
so the only comment is definitely, this is definitely not natural.
Yeah, it's abnormal to you. Not necessarily unnatural, but definitely unusual enough to raise your hackles.
Okay, uncanny.
Yes,
hackles
that would be the
raised.
best way to put it.
Hackles raised, displeased expression on the face.
So basically, when they get out of the tube station, Joshua is going to tell them if they wouldn't mind waiting there. He will be back from the blizzard in a few minutes. He has to go and talk to the bishop, and she said she wished to talk to him alone.
Yeah, once you get out of the tube, there's actually a lot of people in the tube station. A lot of people are holed up here. A lot of the people are being advised not to leave because the weather is so bad and dangerous. Once you get out, you actually have to make your way. They haven't prevented no guards have prevented people from leaving, but you are being urged caution upon leaving, and to not and good luck with any vehicles that you may have. When you get outside, it is a blanket of snow and gale force winds. It is very hard to see anything that is not snow. And you are almost blown off your feet when you walk up the stairs.
I'm gonna have. Do I have to spend for some vigor to basically kind of authority my way through the wind?
No, you're physically strong enough that you can maintain kind of maintain your feet. You can maintain your footing. Your only concern is ice, in particular black ice.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't make you roll for this. You're pretty careful about walking in this weather. It's very hard to see anything. Very hard to move around with any degree of haste at all. And you know that if you are mortal, you would be freezing right now. Just this is well below minus 10, minus 15. It's extremely cold. Even you feel it slightly. But you're able to make your way over to the cathedral over the course of, well, another 10 minutes at least. Probably longer.
Joshua does that thing where he steps inside. He then
Yeah.
kind of shakes the snow off his coat, which means briefly, well, from the moment he steps inside until the moment he shakes off his coat, Joshua is a snowman.
As you make your way through the snowstorm, you notice several people trying to get inside buildings. You see some cars very slowly driving down the road. It's very difficult for them. If they aren't snowed in, they're risking sliding off the road because of black ice. And several car accidents as well.
For the record, Joshua will actively, because hashtag, Good Samaritan, also because this is going to go on people's Instagrams tomorrow. That's the main reason. He is going to white knight people. So, if people are struggling, he will pick them up and help them, put them into buildings, and, will make sure that people in his path get in okay, even if it takes him longer.
Okay, most people, in most cases, it's really just directing people to the tube station or a cafe or a restaurant where they could just wait things out. But you do notice one of the sites of the car accident. There is someone trapped inside the vehicle. They're currently unconscious.
Is there anyone physically around?
There are two people outside of the vehicle. One appears to be the person who drove into them. They appear rabidly concerned. And trying to find a way to get them out of the vehicle. The other person is on the phone and contacting the ambulance. They appear to be panicking somewhat.
Joshua just he walks up, and what he does is he says, "Okay." Obviously, he's going to be shouting because there's a lot of noise and whatever else, and the whistling of wind, etc. Evan just doesn't want to shout.
There's shattered glass all over the place, and both cars look completely totaled.
Okay. How is the person still in the vehicle, if that makes sense?
They're stuck in one of the passenger seats. Passenger seats. It looks like the person up. It looks like one of these vehicles ended up sliding onto the other side of a road, kind of diagonally speaking. Like it didn't make a full turn onto the other side of the road, didn't explicitly enter the opposite side of the road, but ended up sliding and crashing into a car which was coming in the opposite direction, which seemingly didn't stop in time, given the look of the damage. The front of that car has been kind of just completely crushed and crumpled from the front. The other vehicle is smashed in from the side, but isn't quite as badly damaged. It appears the passenger side is more damaged, if anything else. And the car does have both cars have one of the cars has hazard lights on, the other one doesn't. It's not in a position to. But this person is just unconscious. There is a significant amount of blood from both people. From the person holding the phone, trying to call the ambulance and the police, and from the person currently trapped inside the vehicle.
Okay, so what Joshua does is he walks up and he sees how are they physically trapped, if that makes sense. Like, what is physically preventing the two people in question who are outside of the vehicle from extricating this person?
So the window is just full of shattered glass, and the front of the vehicle, basically the interior's kind of been shunted forward.
Right.
Because of the impact of the crash, and the door appears slightly caved in and jarred in place. It would not be easily moved.
So what Joshua does, he says, all right, both of you take 2 steps back. And what he does, he kind of sits himself on top of the car that's pressed in, so he has a good vantage point and a good point of elevation. And what he does is he kicks the window, the window for the passenger side window. But what he does is he kicks it once, no effect, kicks it twice, kicks it 3 times, and on the 4th time, I'm going to spend a blood to activate vigor, basically showing that he pounded in the window over the course of kicking it a number of times, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You smashing in the
I'm smashing in the nearest window to the person who's trapped inside.
Yeah, like the passenger window or the front window, like the windscreen.
The passenger window, probably.
Okay. Yeah, they haven't been smashed, although they are cracked. Yeah. You smash in the window. Glass falls. Some of it just down the side of the chair, some of it onto the person.
Then very, very tenderly, Joshua leans in, and he's going to take them out.
The person hanging around by the window just says, "Wait! Their legs are trapped."
Okay. In that case, what he does is he physically slides into the car, or rather, positions himself in such a way that he'll put his hand on the thing, and he uses his leg again, and he puts his leg to the underside of the car brake of the car. Actually, hang on. Before I do this, because I didn't do this at the beginning of the, or I did, but I didn't know we were using a different dice roller, so it didn't work. I'll just actually roll my blood for the scene. Oh shit! It has to have a space. I will live and learn. That was a sad roll. So he will Yeah, so what he does is he leverages himself into the car and he pushes with his leg much more gradually. And I'm going to spend for the vigor again, just so he gets enough clearance between the legs and the car and the legs and the seat itself, the damaged seat, so that he can safely extract the person.
Okay. And you're going to use vigor again?
Yep.
Okay.
A much more gradual application. So rather than just doing the kick, he's going to basically use the vigor to very slightly bend up the seat, if you understand my meaning, with his leg like a fulcrum. Just so he can get enough space to get her out, or them out. Is it a male or female that I'm helping?
That's a male.
Okay.
Just a small man in his early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
No, you apply the pressure. You're using vigor, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll spend for the
So
vigor.
I want you to roll me strength plus athletics, because vigor doesn't actually guarantee successes in this system. So just roll me strength plus athletics to see if you can gradually and fairly subtly create enough space to get this to untrap this person's legs and then get them out of the vehicle.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
This will apply for both the action of freeing them and getting them out of the vehicle.
I will do that thing where willpower is spent. Because my pool is actually shit for this. I do, however, succeed.
Okay. Due to the fact that you possess vigor, you can do this. You slowly force the interior of the car back just enough. It is not simple. There's no real good place for you to leverage that force. This car's a complete mess. It's a write-off. But you create the space, and then as soon as you do, you begin moving the person as well as you can through the window. The window's not particularly big, and they do get some slight cuts on the glass, but other than that,
if necessary, Joshua will take damage to prevent them from getting cut. Like, if it means I get cut or they get cut, I'll take the health levels.
Unfortunately, it's not really as simple as that because you can't really intercede as they touch the glass.
That's fair.
And if you put your body in the way, then you wouldn't be able to get them through the window at all. It's just one of those situations where the window isn't big enough, so it is what it is. The person who bears something of a family resemblance to this person, you reckon they're siblings, is just going fuck, God, fuck. And it's just sweating even in this horrific weather.
Question,
shivering as he tries to haphazardly help you get them out, but eventually you do, and there is an unconscious person resting on the side of a road with what appears to be their sibling.
What Joshua does is, question, does vampire blood have curative properties? Can it cure wounds?
Only if you were to ghoul someone.
Because what I'm thinking is, if I attempt to give them mouth to mouth, I can bite the inside of my mouth and pour blood down their throat.
I'm gonna check a section of this.
By the way, I'm sorry, guys. This is holding you both up. I mean, being a good Samaritan is, the bane of this particular character.
You say as you execute a member of your own covenant.
I mean, it was kinder I do it than somebody else do it.
So let's see. Blood, the vitae by itself would not possess curative properties. However, the act of ghouling a person would probably do the trick. What that would do is that would require a point of willpower spent on your part and a point of vitae.
Question: How, like, 'cause with the beast, you can do the whole kind of heartbeat vision thing. Like, how weak is this person?
Yeah, roll me wits, medicine plus blood potency.
Can't remember. Does Joshua have any medicine? Medicine. My God, he does. Wits, medicine, plus blood potency. I have a success.
Okay. The heartbeat is very, very slow, as is every. You can also sense that blood has rushed to their head to deal with the wounds, as well as where the cuts appeared when you dragged them through the glass on the window. And their situation is only deteriorating. Everyone's breathing here is labored, and you know that their bodies are strained under this weather.
All right.
So the
Joshua
situation is going to deteriorate if they remain out here for much longer.
What Joshua does is he takes off his coat and he wraps the kid in the coat. And he starts to compress the chest, and then he opens the mouth and he puts his lips to it, and he'll bite the inside of his mouth. He'll spend a point of willpower, and he will basically, during the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, he will force the blood down their throat, basically. If you want me to roll like my sleight of hand check in order to make sure I'm not noticed by the others doing that, I'm cool with that.
You may need to do that.
Yeah, that seems fair. It is like his god mode pool, so I'm not exactly too worried. So it's that plus that. So that's going to be that many dice. Wow, he gets an exceptional success.
Oh wow, yeah, you go entirely unnoticed.
Did you heck me? Yes, I hecked you. That's how life works.
Yeah, no, they don't notice a thing, and if there were any cameras to spy upon you, they wouldn't notice anything either. This would go entirely undetected. It's an absolute masterclass.
He looks up and he says, "Look, I'm needed to go elsewhere, but the ambulance shouldn't be long. Take him back to this. He'll look around. Take him inside. There's a coffee shop over there. You can keep the coat. It's fine. Keep him warm."
Yeah. Thanks. Fuck. Hey, you help me. Help me get him inside. If you have a person who's just been shivering horribly outside, runs on over, and they will begin to carry him into any nearby interior area that they can find. It doesn't really matter. They're just desperate to get out of this out of this freezing hell that they found themselves in.
It's quite interesting, actually, because now when Joshua enters the cathedral, he walks in a t-shirt from a blizzard.
Yeah, that may cause my eyes to raise, just because that is extremely dangerous in this weather. But you eventually make it inside the cathedral, and Castile is there waiting for you, along with most of the Crusaders.
If it helps, that was incredibly cold.
Yes, we need to reverse this.
So I take it by the fact we are all having a pleasant conversation that it was the Circle who decided to fuck with us.
Most likely, if you in a city are capable of performing such magic on such a scale, it is not just Camden that has been affected.
Oh, you've got to be fucking me. Okay. Why? What? Like, I don't. Have any of you gone up and said, "Hi, neo-pagans. Everything you believe is wrong." Recently, anybody?
We will, but our first priority must be to cease the storm and the damage it's causing.
As you say.
I already have the right ready. I don't necessarily need you to specifically understand the complexities of the right. I just need you to do as I say and have a basic understanding of the principles of what we do.
As you like.
She'll guide you on she guides you into the church proper, where sort of the lectern and the altar and the grand stage of where you would preach to the masses has been swept aside for a variety of ritual components. Rare tree branches and metals align the area. There is this disc. Actually, looks like what's the name for it? Looks like it would be the surface of a sundial. Lies in the center. Connected to two branches of a tree, which look like they've been remarkably well preserved. And she will put you in place. She basically needs you to bleed onto the dial and then incant several Latin phrases over the course of the next at least half hour. Would you like to roll me? Would you like to roll me your roll for using feat and sorcery?
I will do that.
Because she instructs Artoria to do something similar, and the other Crusaders gathered will also assist. There are also several priests, including Mother Wren and Father McDowell. As well as the Primogen Flemeth. This isn't exactly a small undertaking.
I helped.
You did help. So as the rite begins over the next few minutes, as you all begin to chant into a mighty chorus and you bleed onto the sundial. The blood flows through the grooves, through the sundial, onto the tree branches, where it wraps them in your vitae, almost like red velvet, as they begin to dissolve into light. That is then absorbed by the sundial. You can feel the weight of your voices flow into the dial, causing it to course with an almost violent amount of energy, but very focused, as it slowly, as the energy slowly builds and begins to glow upon the line of the dial itself, at which Bishop Castile then picks it up, points the dial specifically upwards towards the sky, causing a ray of light to appear that seems to go straight through the building, as if there was no ceiling there at all. You feel a similar sense of energy begin to spread across the sky, but a bit more localized. And the rite then ends. Natalia, again, only you see this, but you see a very bright glow of light in the far distance, much closer to you this time. Burst from the horizon, head straight into the sky and pierce the clouds, causing them to dissipate, but only across Camden, it seems.
There is
They
well,
don't actually. It's not fair to say they dissipate. Rather, they begin to calm. The storm begins to slow and reduce until it is little more than a spot of bad weather, but this will occur over the next few hours. It's a very slow process. It's just the immediate response is noticeable. Marcus, you see the physical effects, but not the supernatural effects. You don't see the light, but you do feel that the snowstorm is suddenly slowing down. Again, this spontaneity, it rings wrong to you.
this is all kind of fucked up.
Yeah, he makes a note. In the meantime, I guess we are still sort of in the tube, just close to the exit, I guess.
Yeah, probably in the entrance,
Yeah.
along with a lot of people.
Yeah. Marcus just put it that way. Before the ritual is concluded, Marcus just has pushed himself very much to the wall of the entrance, and he's just keeping an eye out for anyone who might have fallen, so that he might grab them and pull them up again before they get stampeded.
Yeah,
or anything
is,
in that direction.
As in the chaos of the tube station, do you both want to make me wits plus composure rolls?
Okay, fair enough. Don't know why.
You add
but
your
sure.
blood potency to this.
Oh, can we now? Nice.
Yes.
Discord dice. Okay. What's the 2?
I got a success.
Now let's see if that works.
You didn't have a gap between the roll and the 7.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Dice cord. There we go. 2 successes.
Both of you. Wow, is that blood? The hell is that coming from? You begin to follow the scent. Of blood. It's not too far from you. But Marcus, you have a somewhat stronger scent of it. There's actually that's quite a lot.
Okay, he's moving towards the source of what is obviously not just a drop of blood here and there.
No, you begin heading into the tube station proper. It begins to take you out of the general pathway. There are people kind of sitting everywhere. There's a lot of tunnels of the tube station which people don't go down, but they're not necessarily staff restricted. They're just not in use. The whole London Underground can be something of a maze when you don't have directions on where to go.
Yeah.
And people are kind of sat down everywhere right now because they can't really get out of the station safely.
Ah, getcha. So basically, what normally people are not supposed to go in, people have just now been going down there and sitting down because there's just no space.
But you begin to follow, along with Natalia. She seems to have caught it too. I assume you both travel together to locate the source.
Yeah, he would have
Although
tapped
Natalia
around the
just
shoulder.
does noticeably just have a concerned look on her face as she looks to him.
He's just going, this is more than a few drops. Somebody might be seriously hurt.
We have to be careful also.
Don't worry. I'm pretty full. So yeah, he will follow his nose, and if he has to do a stealth roll to slip in the quote unquote not restricted area, just let me know.
As you enter, or as you kind of go through the tunnels and you enter a new section of the tube, that you are kind of getting into the staff-only area now, really, or at least very much an area where you shouldn't be going.
Oh well, wouldn't be the first time.
You both see 2 people walking. They register as kindred.
Mm-hmm.
Natalia, you have seen one of these people before. As there seem to be escorting mortals down deeper into the tunnels. Some have been injured. You can smell where the blood landed. It is not particularly thick, but it was noticeable. That must be why it caught its. That's why it must be why you caught its scent quite quickly, because it was a very sharp change in your environment. You see these 2 people leading several mortals down in deeper into the tunnels. The mortals appear a bit out of it, and you can tell at least one of them has been fed from already.
Which one of them was it I've met? Because
Oh
I
no, you
remember.
haven't. No, you didn't. You didn't. You're right. You haven't.
I
It was,
don't think so.
I don't think you have. No, you've only met one of the Revenants. I keep misremembering that scene. I thought you were there. You haven't. No. So you see these two people. They register as kindred. They have a predatory aura. They are leading mortals deeper down into the tunnels.
How far away are they?
About 10 meters.
She'll grab Marcus. She'll just say, "Come this way. Come this way."
Marcus follows her.
All right. We have to keep quiet.
Oh, okay. Definitely doing a stealth roll now. Yeah, he's
stealth
going
check?
into creepy mode. Sorry, creeping mode.
I was going to say, I tell you what, Bishop, I had something planned and arranged for 11 o'clock, so I'm going to dip, if that's okay.
Yeah, I was going to end the scene of you two meeting back up after, or you lot, not you two, the two groups, but you three meeting back up after the investigation of these two was finished.
Okay, cool. We can run that a different evening, so we can have mech dialogue. As I said, I wouldn't go, but I'm actually running a different thing, so I have obligation to go to.
No, it's fine. We can have a meet up and that. I'm
by the
free
way,
next evenings anyway.
Bishop, because I hate life, a bunch of people have convinced me that we're going to do the sales at midnight thing.
I commit to nothing.
Relax. I don't have your soul on a piece of paper unless I do. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Oh, good.
Have a nice one.
Ooh, change that horrible StreamYard layout. No thank you. There you go.
Ah, better.
Jesus.
Stealth. What do I need to roll?
So both of you roll deck stuff. I'm gonna check something for a second.
And now I fail, I think.
Can I spend a willpower for this one?
Yes, you can. Just keep track of your willpower. I do have a willpower tracker in the announcements or the rules somewhere, where you can keep track of it in your character sheet.
Okay, no problem.
Ha! I have one success.
And stealth.
No one saw that coming.
Okay, that makes it good. Understood. Okay, let's roll this baby. Oh, don't fuck me around.
So, how many successes do you guys get?
1.
What?
What?
Does the willpower just give me an extra dice, or does it give me one auto success?
It gives you 3 extra dice. Let me. There's a command.
3 extra dice. Oh,
There's
my
a command
mistake.
you can add for.
Sorry, my mistake. I have to re-roll.
There is a command you can add, I think, for willpower. Let me double check.
Okay, so that is 3 for the thing.
Oh no, there isn't. You just add the extra dice, which makes sense.
Okay, in that case, I definitely rolled the wrong way. And are you? How? How can I have 2 0 successes in a row?
Okay.
It can happen.
Can't believe it.
So a couple of things happen here.
Okay.
The first thing that happens is that when you both try and approach And they begin to enter. They begin to enter one of the staff-only areas. Unimpeded. There is no security present. They just open the doors to get deeper into the tube system. The first thing that happens is that as soon as you look around the corner, they're looking both directly at you. Both of them.
Okay, fine.
The second
Natalia
thing that happens
Oh, go on.
is that the one with the long hair, a fairly androgynous looking figure with bright just double check the picture. Yeah, with kind of fading blonde hair, and hazel eyes, a thick coat, and a scarf around their neck. They spit blood at you.
Does this do anything, or is it just...
I'm about to see.
Because Natalia might, well, depending on what happens, she is going to say something, but yeah.
Oh. One thing you notice is that this Vitae that you look at, because you still have all specs active, right?
Mm-hmm.
It calls out to the world like a beacon.
If at all possible, she's going to try and avoid it.
Okay. Take your dex plus athletics plus your celerity, double it, and roll that many dice. You need to match 5 successes.
Okay.
They got an exceptional success.
So Dex, Athletics, Celerity, and what? Dex,
Dexterity
Athletics.
plus athletics plus celerity multiplied by 2. It is what your regular defense would be, but doubled. But we don't apply athletics to defense in this system because it's very, very broken. If you have the dodge specialty, you get an extra dice, and that would become 2 extra dice under the ×2 multiplier.
Nope, I do not.
Okay.
Oh, it's just roll 8 white. Right.
You only have 4 dice standard.
I might have, 2 Dex. Oh, it's I actually have less. I have 1 Celerity. I have 2 Dex. That's 3. And then I don't have anything in. I can't make the roll.
What?
I don't have any in athletics. So
That's just on -1 dice penalty.
yeah, but that means I am at 2. So I have 4 dice, and well, probably not going to roll that many 10s, let's just be honest.
Yeah, but you can still make it because of how 10s explode.
Well, that's close, actually.
Surprisingly close. The blood still
Yeah.
hits you, though. Hits you on your shoulder. And you can feel it. It begins radiating outwards, some sort of signs, it's almost like some sort of signal, some sort of call. Marcus, roll me intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me intelligence plus occult, or intelligence plus 1 dice, whichever is higher.
I would like to do something when I can.
Actually, no, I'll say roll me intelligence plus occult plus 1 dice.
Okay, then it is just intelligence and that 1 dice, which makes it a pool of 4 because my guy has 0 in occult. Let's go for it.
Your 0 in occult confers a -3 dice penalty, as you are unskilled in a mental skill.
Okay, so just 1 dice in that. Wait, so
It would be
okay.
it'd be 1 regular dice, so an 8 would be a success. It's not a chance dice.
Okay, fair enough.
Because Requiem hates you. That's why.
No. It's very simple. I had to make some hard decisions when putting dots in places, and
I
there
know,
was no
that's what I
XP to
mean.
spend. So
That's what
There
I
we
mean.
go.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
It hates
that's
you
just
in that
standard.
sense.
Anyway, in that case, I shall simply roll 1. Hope that it doesn't horribly backfire on me. There we go. And that is the 3rd time that I have 0 successes. Although to be
And
fair, with this one, it's
it also
understandable.
says, ask for a dramatic failure. You know you want to.
You can. You'll gain a
Who
beat.
programmed this shit? Because I don't like the tone of this. That was a practice roll, right?
Oh man!
Hope it wasn't
Nathan,
an imported roll, right?
This
Whoever
dice
wrote
code's
this is an
literally been
arse.
trolling you the whole time.
Yes.
You can take a dramatic failure if you wish. The dice cord is actually correct. You can always choose to take a dramatic failure on a roll. What that means is the equivalent of a botch in Old World. Something very bad happens instead of something instead of just getting a standard failure and nothing good happening.
As much as I would like a further beat, I'm by far not. I don't have enough things. So no, I will not take a dramatic failure just because I've been made fun of 3 times in a row.
Don't worry. It's not like when you botch enough that you end up getting tortured or anything.
So Marcus, you swear you've seen this before. It doesn't look like it was done as some sort of slur. It almost
More
feels
like a
like it
type
definitely
of
had some sort of
attack.
purpose. It was oddly cold and professional. Not professional, but like purposeful. Because as soon as they spit at Natalia, they start hurrying the mortals away. It should be noted the spit came from over a meter away, like it was
Okay, not
Yeah,
now.
but can I
almost
act
like
at
a
some point?
snake spitting venom from their fangs.
Yeah, can I act at some point?
You know what? I'll let.
Because I would like to do a thing, but
Yes.
we're rolling and stuff.
You
When
can do
she
a thing,
gets
they're
hit
going to
by it,
start running away from you.
yeah, when she gets hit by it, she's gonna take off her jacket and throw it after them.
Okay. You throw your jacket at them. It doesn't
Because the blood hit her jacket, not her, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's gonna do that, and she's gonna say, whatever the fuck they did, I don't think they want to be near it, and I don't think we want to be near it as well. We should go. We should go right fuck now.
Yeah, this is above my pay grade. And he follows Natalia.
And
They enter some sort of they begin to make their way as they kind of run. They kind of hurry over to a manhole on the side of the tunnel and begin to open it. Do you follow or do you back away from them? Your shirt.
Natalia's going to note the position because she has heard of the revenants, well, more revenants being held out under this in the sewer system or in the underground system. So she's quite sure they're revenants, and that sort of shit, attacking her like that, spitting at her, yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of mortals still down here, right? I mean, they're not close, but there are people down here.
Yeah, people aren't too far away from you guys. If a confrontation were to occur, it would probably echo out and people would definitely hear it. Some people may even come to investigate.
And that's what Natalia is thinking about. So as she's like, we should get as far away as possible. They owe me a new fucking jacket, those mother...
And it seems
we need to get people away from them.
It seems smart that you took off the jacket because when you do, or rather shortly after you do, within a minute of you speaking, you see vermin begin to appear from various parts of the tunnel. From behind you, from in front of you, one even making their way out of a pipe. They all begin to swarm around that shirt, that jacket, and they rip it apart. And they do it with a relentless, unnatural, feral zeal.
Well, sometimes you have to go with your fucking instinct, I suppose. All right, let's go. What they're going to do is they're going to get people who are the closest to this further away from it.
Sure. And do you think that would be a good place to end the scene as you begin to try to convince people to get the fuck away from where these people showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Natalia's going to make a mental note and she's going to write some things down because this might just be one of the places they strike. Anyways, with that, we will end the scene. Thank you very much, players, for playing. ST First Team. Watchers for watching. Good night.